Hello, my name is Amanda Zieba, and I am a Wisconsin author. And today I want to talk to you about my book, Champion Chocolatier. If you are a lover of Hallmark movies and light and fluffy stories, this is going to be the perfect one for you. Emmy's a 30-year-old woman stuck in a dead-end job she hates. But life takes a pleasantly unexpected turn when she wins a Facebook contest to own and operate a chocolate shop in northern Minnesota. When she leaves the big city for a fresh start, despite knowing nothing about business or candy making, fun, romance, and a little mystery follow. So this book is actually the first in a series of 3 so far. I'm planning to do more. It was originally published in 2016. The second in the series is called Champion Chocolatier Reality Bites. And the third in the series is called Champion Chocolatier for Better or Worse. I'm going to be reading the first chapter in Champion Chocolatier to you today to give you a little taste of the story. But first I want to give you a little bit of background. So before writing this book, had only ever written for children, but was approached by an indie publisher who said that they were going to try to get a group of authors together who were all going to write a story around the same 3 things. All the stories had to take place in a northern state. They had to do something with hot chocolate, and they had to take place around Christmas time. And so when given those 3 base founding principles, this is the story that I came up with. Chapter 1, August. It was ridiculous to even enter. By the time Emmy put her name and Duluth Delights in the comment box and hit enter, 1,267 other Facebook users had already done the same. She'd seen the post while scrolling through her newsfeed on lunch break. If you could call a meal at 2 o'clock in the morning a lunch break. She wasn't supposed to be on Facebook at work, but in a brief moment of rebelliousness and boredom, she swiped into her phone, and there it had been. The post. The contest. Mr. Edwards had been in the chocolate business his entire life. For 37 years, he had owned and operated Sweet Shore's chocolate store in Duluth, Minnesota, but now it was time for him to retire. Not wishing his legacy to die, he planned to pass on his store, hoping the historic business would outlive its mortal owner. He smiled in the post picture, a grin that seemed to occupy most of his kind and elderly face. In his hands, he held a tray of chocolates, a bite-sized chocolate meringue baked to perfection and dusted with cocoa powder. The contest was simple. Come up with the best name for the sweet treat and the store would be yours. There was to be only one catch. The new owner had to be profitable by the end of the calendar year, or the store would go to Mr. Edwards' son. Emmy had entered her name and smiled with giddy daydreams the way you do when you buy a lottery ticket. And then the front desk phone rang, and she knew her break was over whether she'd had her full half hour or not. Emmy sighed, her cloud of happiness evaporating in a second. She put down her phone, shoved the rest of her sandwich in her mouth, and brushed the crumbs off her hands. Please pick me, she thought, as she walked out of the break room and back to the front desk. The rest of Emmy's shift was a disaster. A drunk groom threw up all over his bride and then passed out in the room, leaving her in the hall without a key. Emmy was forced to listen to 45 minutes of a sob story before she coaxed her hand free from the bride's and left the room. Then she had to chase 2 teenagers from the lobby after they started filming other intoxicated wedding guests returning to the hotel. The elevator got stuck between floors 6 and 7, prompting the stuck occupants to lecture Emmy about poor quality mechanical engineering for no less than 37 minutes. Pizzas were delivered and not paid for at 4 in the morning, and finally, blessedly, at 7 o'clock, Emmy was allowed to go home. Emmy spent every subsequent shift at the hotel dreaming of another life. A fairy tale she was sure would never come true. That was 3 months ago. 2 days ago, a courier had arrived at her apartment with a thick envelope and a box of chocolates. She'd won. She'd really and truly won. Emmy had been speechless. True, the courier had woken her up from a dead sleep. At least half of her brain was still in bed. A fraction of her conscious thought was aware that her layered brown hair stuck out in a variety of odd angles. But her mother would be proud that the words that came out of Emmy's mouth were, "Thank you," instead of the colorful vocabulary she'd picked up from the night shift maintenance workers at the hotel. The congratulatory letter and subsequent pages of an intimidating-looking business contract lay spread out on her bed. She'd called in sick to work 2 days in a row. The first day she lay in bed and dreamed. Window displays and the freedom to be her own boss, seasons by the lake and a fresh start. The second day was all business. In her flannel pajamas and University of Minnesota alumni sweatshirt, she sat at her kitchen table and worked through a small business template she'd downloaded from the internet. She'd dreamed, she'd planned, and now it was time to leap. Emmy paced around her bed, phone in hand, eyeing the contract with equal parts excitement and trepidation. "Emmy," her father cheerfully answered after 3 rings. "And how are you on this fine Saturday morning?" "I'm good, Dad. And you?" Emmy tried to force her racing heart and thoughts to match the calm tone of her voice. "Good. We just got back from our morning walk. We're going to play 9 holes of golf before lunch, and then we've got plans with the Johansons for dinner at the club." "Sounds great, Dad. Hey, is Mom there? Can you guys put me on speakerphone?" "Sure, Emmy. Is everything all right?" Yeah, it's good. I just have some news." "Susan, Emmy's on the phone. She said she's got some news. Come over here and listen." Emmy could hear her dad shout through their spacious Arizona condo and knew that her mother was hoping the news was romantically inclined. She hoped her mother wouldn't be too disappointed. She hoped a lot of things at the moment. "Here we are, Emmy," said her mother breathlessly. "What sort of news do you have for us?" "Hi, Mom. Enjoy your walk?" Yes. What is your news? And why aren't you sleeping? Isn't this like the middle of the night for you?" her mother said instead of answering Emmy's question. "I won a contest," Emmy said vaguely. "What sort of contest?" her mother asked. "I've won a chocolate shop." "Like Willy Wonka?" her father asked mischievously. "Dad, I'm serious. I entered a contest online and I won. For the next 4 months, I am the owner of Sweet Shores Chocolate Store in Duluth." "Minnesota?" "Yes," Emmy said and held her breath. "I don't understand," her mother responded. "The owner of the store wanted to retire, but he wanted his legacy in his store to live on, so he gave the store away through a contest. The winner, me, will run the store for 4 months. If I can turn a profit by the end of the year, I get to keep it. If not, it will go to his son." "But Emmy, you don't even like chocolate," her mother interjected. "It's not really about the chocolate, Mom," Emmy sighed. Well, isn't that something?" her father said. "I thought you were going to tell us you had a boyfriend." "Me too," her mother mumbled. "Guys," Emmy said exasperatedly, "I'm going to do it. I'm moving to Duluth next week. I'm going to sublet my apartment until the end of the year. I'm going to quit a job I hate, and I'm going to try something new." There was silence on the other end of the line. Emmy screwed up her blue eyes and took a breath and said, "I was just calling to let you know. I realize this is kind of crazy, but I'm going to give it a try." "I don't know what to say," her mother said. Just say that you're happy for me and wish me luck." "Okay then," her father said. Emmy could hear a smile creeping into his voice. "Congratulations, Emmy. Good luck. Let us know if there's anything we can do to help." "Thanks, Dad," Emmy said and felt a little of the tension drain away. "I was actually wondering if you could give me the name of your financial planner. I wanted some feedback on my business plan. They have a guy in Duluth, but I wanted more than one opinion." "Sure, honey. I'll email you both as soon as we get off the phone." "Thanks, Dad," Emmy said, and then after a long, awkward silence, "Mom?" "Yeah, I'm here. If this all goes up in a big burning ball of smoke, I promise I will move back to St. Paul, get a normal job, and be a responsible member of society. But I'm feeling stuck right now. I just need something different." Emmy heard her mother sigh. "Okay, and who knows, maybe there will be some eligible bachelors up north." Emmy smiled despite herself. "Sure, Mom. I'll make sure to check out every Coast Guardsman and lumberjack who walks through my store door." So, if you want to know what happens next to Emmy in Champion Chocolatier when she moves to Duluth, I'd love for you to check out this story. It is available on Amazon and locally at Pearl Street Books downtown and Birdie's Bookstore online. I'll put all of those links in the video for you. You can also get autographed copies directly from my website, and I'll put that link there for you too. If you are a member of a book club, I would love for you to read this book. I already have book club questions written and ready for you to go to make it nice and easy. And another fun thing is that in the back of the book, there are recipes. The things that Emmy makes in the story end up showing up in the back of the book. So if you would like to try your hand at some of those, they are there for you as well. All right, stay connected, like this channel to see more videos, follow me on my blog or my website. I'll put all the links in Thanks so much, guys. Happy reading.